Good morning. Today we build a small chapel and gain access to the ridge and the plateau. How will our chapel turn out and what will come of the raiders near Endsgate? Welcome to MorningCraft episode 4. Okay, so good morning and, well, look at the sun. It is a pretty good morning. We've got all our new animals, but we do have a bit of a problem. We're in this valley and it's pretty nice. There's no real way to get up to either of these sides. So what I'm thinking of doing today is, well, first thing, building a staircase. So where would we start with a staircase? I mean, we've already got a little bit of one here. I think we need a bit more dirt, and we'd also need a ton of stairs. So can we make a bunch of stairs and grab a bunch of dirt to make some proper pathways? As the rain poured, it was time to get to work. Okay, let's make some stairs. That's 42. Okay, a stack and a half. Well, nearly. We can make a few more. Okay, that's 2 stacks. If we go for one more stack of wood. Okay, 2 3/4 stacks. Okay. Ow, ow. Do you want to see if there's rain coming through? Okay, cool. And this is weathering quite fast. Okay, and in the previous episode, I did ask for names for these guys, and we had a few comments. But the overall agreement was Carl and Paul. When I say we had a few comments, Sleepiest Panda suggested Carl and Paul, and then pretty much everyone who commented agreed. So I think that's pretty much settled. And so Carl and Paul have names. Okay, it's raining, that's horrible. It's probably good for the crops. Let's find a way to get up here. Okay. I feel like we're gonna wanna go in here a bit. Grab that. Then we're gonna want to staircase up this way. And so I began staircasing my way up the mountain. I don't really know if it's a mountain or a ridge or whatever. I'm not a geographer, but I was making my way up with some oak stairs and carving out a pathway as I went. Between each of the sets of oak stairs, I would add some trodden dirt pathways. And within no time, I was nearing the top of the ridge mountain thingy. You can call it what you want. Okay, so we've made it all the way up here into this familiar cave from the first episode, I guess. I'm going to want to come up here next. So if we peel back a little bit of the stone here, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so with one final burst of effort, I was able to make it all the way to the top of Ridgy McMountain Face. And once I was at the top, I added in a small path just for a little bit of neatness. And I can imagine going there to look at the view. Hey, there we go, we've made it all the way to the top now. We can see down into this valley. And if we want to get down into the valley, the quickest way is just to go through that tunnel we made in the last episode. So I'm just going to neaten this up with a few paths. And now we have a much broader set of horizons. We can build whatever we want up here, or along this path even. And so I raced down the mountain, lighting up every single part with a torch, and this really gives it a glowing pathway aesthetic. Okay, a few torches for the culture. Boom, there we have it. So we've got a nice pathway up here. And after using up all of my torches, the village was looking lovely and the path was looking inviting. And so it was time to get to work on something very, very special.
Earl, you have a sizable population, and yet the High Priest has been informed that you have no church. If you do not begin work on one immediately, the High Priest will have the Dawn Fleet lay waste to your petty village from above. You must bow beneath the might of the blazing sun, or you will be vanquished. Do you understand me?
Before you threaten my people, take a look to your right. Do you recognize this dog?
A dog? Your pets mean nothing to me. I am an abbot of Mornington.
You'll have your church, but I doubt your king would appreciate the threat against this particular dog.
The king is beneath the High Priest, no matter what he thinks.
Okay, so it's time for us to get to work on this chapel. And, we could build it up here, or we could build it up here. And I think I want to do it up here, and I'll explain why when we get up there. So let's go now. I should probably grab a bunch of materials first. Okay, so we're up here on the plateau. You can see our whole base and our nice little staircase there. And I'm hoping to build a sort of chapel here. Because if we build it here, then we'll be able to catch the sunrise through its window. So, continuing on with the tradition, in the last episode, I asked you for something hopeful that we could put on a sign. Raina Zufel suggested, don't panic, and so we went with that, as I'm pretty sure that's going to fit on a sign quite easily. Remember to comment below your suggestion for the next entry. So, as the sun rose, I got to work on our newest construction project. I started off with some central pillars that would go down the aisle of the chapel. And once these were in place, I had to start work on the outside walls. I built these out of oak logs, and once they were in place, I stripped all the logs to give it a really nice aesthetic. And just a reminder that if you're enjoying the video, why not leave a like, or even subscribe if you want to see more. And honestly, this plateau is so peaceful. And the chapel was finally starting to take shape. I built up the outside walls and added this roof running along them. The roof stops in the middle so that we can add some ventilation before a second roof over the top. And as the sun set, I got to work on this secondary roof. I built it up much like the same one, but I added slabs as an overhang that I imagine would sort of keep the rain from coming under the top roof and into the ventilation. And with the top roof done, I got to work on a small tower for the church. I didn't want to go too big with this one. I wanted it to be nice and small, as we are just starting out. If you saw my cathedral from the last series, then you'll be glad that we're only spending one episode on this, rather than doing like 10. I spent a lot of time on that one. Yeah, you can see the chapel here, or church, I'm using those interchangeably, don't know why. It's coming together. And then it was time for the finishing touches. I added a staircase going up, a bunch of lighting inside, and a stained glass window that really catches the sunlight. So I'll see you in 2 seconds after this story segment to view the final build.
As night fell once more over Ensgate, the pillagers began their attack. The peaceful people had their homes looted and pillaged by the band of pillagers, with no defences except a damaged golem. They were entirely at the mercy of the pillaging force.
From the very heart of Thuldrim, there is a long and winding path that leads up to Honey Dawn Chapel. A rising sun glistens through its orange-stained windows. And while it's pretty small, it's a cosy place for all the people in the community to gather and watch the rising sun. Surrounded by a beautiful and tranquil plateau filled with blue cornflowers and a beautiful birch tree at the end. This is the perfect place to take a moment and give thanks for all the good that is happening. And just a quick reminder, we have a Discord, so if you're interested in joining the SMP, or want a nice positive place to hang out, make sure to check the description for the link. Sorry for the interruption, daily quote time.